The final topic of this chapter is unique key constraint. Unique key constraint is used to enforce uniqueness of column values. Some of the columns might have duplicate data, for example, gender or age, things like that. But when it comes to the ID of a patient, it has to be unique. You might be wondering, what's the point of a unique key when we already have a primary key? Let me make it clear that although primary key enforces uniqueness of one of the columns in the table, but there are cases when we need unique values in more than one columns. For example, ID of a person, telephone number, or passport number. In some countries, people use identity cards instead of passport as a form of identification, even, driving license number. As we can't have more than one primary key in a table, we would need to create a unique key constraint on the columns where we want the data to be unique. The two major differences between primary key and unique key are: a table can have only one primary key, whereas multiple unique keys can be created for the same table. Secondly, it is not allowed for the primary key to be null because it is used to link a table to other tables, and in presence of null value, it will not bring back required data. We will look into that when we learn joins in later chapters. On the other hand, unique key allows one null value for each column. Let's understand the concept with an example. Okay, first of all, let's add an additional column to our dim patient table. Okay, so where is our alter statement? It's there. Let's try use this one. Bring at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so alter table, add a new column. Let's call it international ID. It will be, don't need to be identity column. Instead, it will be big int as a data type. So if we run this one, so command completed successfully. Let's test it. So this is our new column created. We have just added a new column to our table that will provide a unique ID column to all the humans on this planet. So how to create the unique key? There are two ways. Either we could write a code here, or we could use the graphical method. Let's see the graphical method first. Right click the table and go to design, and right click one of the columns. Even we can, let's do this. Then go to indexes and keys. Okay, then click add. Then under identity, we need to provide a new name. So let's call it, because it's a unique key, we call it UQ. Then name of the table, which is dim patient. Then provide a field name. So our field was international ID, and then we need to go back to general and click this ellipsis, 3 dots, and then select from the drop down and click OK. And then from the type, we need to select unique key. Then we can close this down, and then at this stage, if we click save yes, then it will be saved, but we are selecting no on this occasion because I'm going to show you the second method, which is writing a query and adding the unique constraint. For that, we need to alter the table. Let's find our alter table code. alter table. Right, so that's our alter table. Scroll it down, paste it here, and then we are going to add constraint, same name which we were using before, uq underscore name of the table, dim patient, then name of the column, international ID, or we can even make a shorter name, and then finally unique, unique, and then in the bracket we need to provide this name again. Copy this and paste it here and run this code. Command completed successfully. Now we need to insert a row. Okay, let's copy that code, reuse it. So we are inserting rows in there. Let's change everything from there. Let's put 1. Our first person is called Adam. Then the age, let's put 65, and the city is from Tokyo, and urgency ID, let's put 0. After that we need to add the ID, or let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. But then we need to add this international ID at the end in the column list, and then we can execute this code. So the row is inserted. Right, okay. So let's try to add another row to the same table. So change this one, number 2, call it Eve. Age, let's leave 65. Let's change the name of the city and call it Addis Ababa. And then that, and for the ID we are just leaving that same. And what if we try to enter with the same ID, try to insert this and see what happens. As you can see, there's an error on our screen, violation of a unique key constraint. This unique key cannot insert a duplicate key in object dim patient. The duplicate key value is this. So that was the duplicate value. So what we need to do is we need to change this value and change the counter to 1, and then row is inserted. Let's go back and test this. Right, so as you can see, row number 1 with that for Adam, and row number 2 for Eve, so that's inserted. In case you don't need the unique key constraint anymore, you can simply delete it from your table, same way we have been deleting other constraints. So for that, scroll it down, just simply copy this code, and we can going to reuse it, and rather than add constraint we can say drop constraint. That's drop constraint, constraint name, execute, command completed successfully. If we look at it again, so that's gone, but our data is still there. Now, after our unique key constraint is gone, let's try to add the duplicate row and see what happens. Right, okay, so let's pick this code and try to insert it again, then call it number 3, and then just leave the rest as it is. And then if we run it, one row affected. It means the row is inserted with the duplication. Run this. As you can see here, that row is unique, but row number 2 and row number 3, all the data is exactly the same. The only thing that is different is our increment, that ID column we had, identity column. So with increment of 10, it becomes 40 to 50, but international ID is duplicated. So this thing proves that unique key constraint works. If we add the unique key constraint, then we won't be able to add the duplicate data into international ID column. That's all for now. It concludes chapter 9. In the next chapter, we will cover SQL functions. Those are arithmetic functions, logical functions, string functions, and datetime functions. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.